Hello, I am so glad you can join me today. If you're new to this channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I have a special person with me today. Mr. Camden is here. It is Easter and he is spending the Easter weekend with me. We went to church this morning and we're back. So Camden just wanted to come by and say hello to all of you. Camden went to church. He was very good in church. I was so surprised. He sat and he was just so observant. He was just looking around at everything and he was being a very good boy. I just want to let you guys know that. Camden, say hello. Give them a smile. Give them a smile. I'm going to say, Camden don't give away those smiles very often. Every once in a while he'd give a smile, but he takes it right back. Right? You want to smile, Camden? You want to smile? Maybe later. Today, guys, I am making some bread pudding. It is Easter. I'm making a nice big dinner, and for dessert we're going to be making a bread pudding. So I want you to see exactly how I make my bread pudding. So I'm going to put Camden down for a minute so we can get started. Okay guys, now in order to make your bread pudding you need some old bread. Okay, so here I have some light sweet bread. This is light sweet choice bread that I had baked before, and this is some bread that I had made for sandwiches. If you want to know how to make these breads, I have a video up there that shows you how to make them. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna be baking the bread right here in this dish. I'm making a small one today, but if you want a bigger one you can get a bigger dish. So this is what I'm gonna be using. This is my bread right here. Let me move this around so that you can see. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to cut this up. You're gonna hear Camden in the background. So let me cut this up, and I'm gonna cut it up in squares. Maybe I wouldn't use that piece. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your bread like this, and then I'm gonna turn it around. And if you don't want, sometimes people don't like the end of the bread. If you don't want the end of the bread, you can slice it off, and you can just go like this. Slice that off and get rid of that. If you don't want the end of the bread, that's your choice. Okay, but we're making cubes right this. And then what I do in my cubes is I bring my dish over here, and I'm just gonna drop them in my dish just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off too. Yes, I did the other one. I hope everybody's having a good Easter. When I was young, growing up, we'd be flying kites. Now we'd be outside, everybody be outside with a kite. We would have made our kites, and we would have gone to church and come home, and we were flying our kites. It was fun making your own kites back then, but today everything is a little bit different. And I think I could do it a couple more pieces, so I may take a piece of this. Remember, I made this bread, and this bread is so good with sandwiches, guys. A piece of ham in here, it's so good. This is just, if you want to make your own bread at home, instead of going to buy bread, you want to make your own bread. This is how you make your bread. As I said, I have a video up there that shows you how to do that. And I think that's about good right there. I don't think we need any more. I think that's good. Alright guys, there's one step that I forgot to show you, which is I need to grease my baking dish before I put my stuff in here. because when I put it in the oven, I don't want it to burn and stick to the side, and I forgot to do that. So I'm gonna empty this in here. Empty that in there. And over here, I have one stick of butter, which is half a cup of butter I have in here. So I'm gonna take some of this butter, and I'm just gonna butter my dish. So say maybe I take maybe a tablespoon of the butter. That's Cammy's not happy. He was in church, he was good, so he's probably getting tired now. Too much excitement for one day. Alright, so now I butter that dish. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna put my bread crumbs back in here. So this is what you do first, guys. You butter your dish first. What I have here is some raisins. And last night what I did is I soaked these raisins in a little Barbados rum and a little port wine. I just put like 2 tablespoons of Barbados rum and about a tablespoon of port wine in here. Not a lot of it, as you can see, it's not a lot in here, and I just soaked it overnight. So what I'm gonna do is I put a layer of breadcrumb, of my cube bread in here. So I'm gonna put a layer of raisins. You can't put the raisins in the liquid because it's just gonna soak to the bottom, okay? So you put a layer of raisins if you want your raisins to be all over. You just put a layer of raisins there. And then I'm gonna put my rest of my bread in here. And as I put in, I can just keep adding a little bit of raisins so I can have my raisins all over. And then just put the rest of the raisins. See, that liquid was such a little bit that I can put that liquid in there. You don't want to put too much in there, but that was just a little bit, and just kind of spread out the raisins so they're not settled in one place, that they're all over. Okay, and that's it. Once you spread out your raisins, it's good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna set this aside for a minute. So the next thing I'm gonna do is, right here I have 4 eggs. 4 eggs. And I have here half a cup of sugar. I add my sugar to my eggs. I'm gonna go ahead, guys, and just beat this together. Half a cup of butter to my mixture here. Remember, I just took a tablespoon out to grease my pan. But we're gonna, oh, what's wrong with my Cammy? Transfer to here my butter, my eggs, and my sugar into this pan right here, and I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna give it a good beating. Just to melt the sugar a little bit, to get the sugar melted up. Whisk it good. If you have a hand mixer, you can use a hand mixer, but this whisk is fine for me. And then over here I have a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt to that. Continue whisking. Then over here I have some nutmeg. I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Take this off so it's easier to come out. Do it over here to make sure. Okay, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. I have some vanilla here. I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of vanilla. tablespoon of vanilla. Whisk, 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 whisk. Mix it all up well together. Over here I have 2 cups of evaporated milk. Now you can use whole milk, you can use 2%, you can use half and half. It's your choice. I'm using evaporated milk, so this is 2 cups of evaporated milk. So I'm going to pour that in here. Mix it all up, and this is what it looks like, guys. Now, see how quick that was? See how quick that was? It was very easy. Now I'm going to bring my dish here, and I am going to take this and just kind of pour it over. You want to make sure that all the bread and everything gets it, because you want everything to soak into here. So you want to make sure you pour it all over, not just in the center. You can stop for a few minutes. You can take your, actually not this one, it's not going to work as well. You can take your spoon, something flat that you have, and you can kind of just press it down a little bit, because you just want to make sure that everything gets, all the bread gets soaked, because this is going to suck, the bread is going to suck all that liquid up. So you just want to make sure that it goes all over and all of it gets some of it. Okay. This look a little lumpy like that, and that's my butter, because sometimes people heat it up. I didn't heat mine up. I don't think I need to. Just to make sure to get everything out of there. And that's it, guys. That's your bread pudding. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Now I'm gonna put this in the oven at 325, and it's gonna be in there for about 40 to 50 minutes. But just go ahead and check it to make sure it's not getting too dark. You can stick a knife in it to make sure the liquid is all dried into the bread. But it should be about 40 to 50 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna make a sauce that's gonna go on top of it, so that once this is out of the oven and it's cool, we're gonna have a good, nice, buttery rum sauce that's gonna go on top. Yeah, can't wait. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, here's the bread pudding. It's out of the oven. So what we're gonna do is set it aside for a few minutes, let it cool, and then we're gonna add our sauce onto it. Yum, yum, yum. So now we're gonna make our sauce. So here I'm adding a couple tablespoons of butter in here, and I'm just gonna give this a few minutes to melt. Our butter has melted, so I'm gonna add to my butter 1 tablespoon of flour. I'm just gonna go ahead and just mix this in. Very good. Now that we mix that in, I'm going to add some sugar to that. This is half a cup of sugar. Been sitting for a while, so it's all. Mix it in here, okay. And to that, I will add 1 cup. This is 1 cup of evaporated milk. I'm just going to mix this in. Just let the sugar We don't want to cook it too much. We just want it to stay here long enough for the sugar to melt. Okay guys, as your sauce starts to bubble, you have to keep stirring it. You have to stay close and stir it. Okay, it's thickening up. You want it to thicken up a little, but if you walk away from it, it will burn. So you have to stay close to it. So I think this is done right now. See, that is our sauce, and this sauce is good. You can keep it in the refrigerator, and you can add it to your ice cream or anything that you have. It's a good flavor. Okay, so now I'm going to turn my stove off, and to this I am going to add some Bajan rum, some good Gay Rum. I'm going to add to this to give it that rum flavor. But I turn my stove off first, let it cool down just a bit, and then I will add my monkey. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons to it, and then that's it guys. And this is our sauce that we will be putting over our bread pudding. I'm going to let it cool for a little bit before I put it over the pudding. Okay, so let me just add my rum to it. So that's 1, 2 tablespoons of Gay Rum. We just enhanced the flavor of that. Yippee, yippee, yippee. It's nice and smooth. So that's okay. Well guys, bread pudding is all done, but instead of making bread pudding, today is Easter. Bread pudding is just my dessert, but I had to make a full course meal because my family is here and I wanted everybody to have a nice Easter dinner. So let me show you what I made for our dinner today. First, I made a big macaroni pie. This happened to be my kids' favorite. So I made some macaroni pie. I made a couple whole chickens here, and inside of my chicken is some stuffing. I stuffed both of them, so that would be good. I have some green peas and rice that's cooked in coconut milk here. I have some ham with some pineapples on the top. Over here I made some vegetables. This is some broccoli, some peppers, some cabbage, and I have some string beans over there. So that will be our Easter dinner. So you can write me and tell me, what did you have on your table for Easter? Yeah, I know in Barbados, I know you cook a lot of nice goodies on Easter. I know that's a big holiday in the island, so you can tell me what you made for Easter dinner. Now, the main thing here today is our bread pudding, and I made a nice sauce for my pudding. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour this sauce over here. All that good stuff I'm gonna pour over here. Looks yummy. It looks like a caramel. Oops, careful because it's starting to run down a little bit. So that's it. You can always add more. Some is left over. You can always add more to when you slice it to your plate. You can always add some more. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice that and take a taste of it and tell you just exactly how it tastes. So I put a little bit too much sauce on, so it's dripping at the sides. But you know I'm always making mess, but I'm good at cleaning my mess too. So now let me just take a slice of it. It looks so good. Now am I gonna get this out of here now? That's the thing I made. Can I get it out? Let's see. Guys, and there is your bread pudding. Easy does it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it looks so good. Let me go ahead and taste it for you. And guys, you see, I get to eat dessert first. You guys eat dinner first and then dessert. Well, I'm eating dessert first and then dinner. But let me go ahead. I have this little spoon in here because I was stirring it up, because this is thick. You have to keep stirring it so it don't clog together. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pour a little bit more over there, just because I can. Yesy, yesy, yesy. Okay guys, so now let me taste it, and I'll tell you exactly what it tastes like. Guys, it tastes nice and smooth on the inside. I can taste my raisins, which has a little bit of you know what inside of it, and my drippings right here. Let me just taste it again just to make sure. Tinaraine is a good cook. Yes, she is. I know you're not supposed to toot your horn, you're supposed to let other people toot it, but I know my food tastes good, and this tastes good. So guys, go ahead and make yourself some bread pudding. Guys, I had fun. Oh, let me get Cammy, so Cammy can say goodbye to you. 1 second, I'll be right back. Cammy, help me say goodbye, okay? Oh, you're drooling. Help me say goodbye. Oh, Cammy see all this food, he's starting to drool. Guys, I had fun making all this stuff for my family. They're here to spend Easter with me, and I hope you had fun making your Easter dinner as well. Camden is here. Cammy's not interested in the camera, but I'm just happy to have him here with me. I want to say thank you all for watching. Guys, don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I love to read your comments. And that little bell, don't forget to press that bell because it notifies you every time I put up a video. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. Cammy and I are going to have some dinner now, some Easter dinner. Okay? I had fun making this, and I hope you had fun making yours as well. Until next time, bye-bye.